The following program is a public access production. Comcast is required to provide time on this channel and make it available pursuant to franchise agreements with the communities we serve. Comcast is not affiliated with the following program or the producers of public access programming and is not responsible for the content. The following program does not reflect...
Happy New Year! Welcome to the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce cable TV show. My name is Marlene and I'm delighted to be your host. We had a phenomenal 2015 at the Chamber. Lots of great events, from our Brew and Vine Festival to our sellout golf outing and our most recent Rocktoberfest that'll be back next year. But we couldn't have done it without all of the help of our businesses, our chamber members, our volunteers, our ambassador team, our directors, our executive board, and Mr. Tom McNulty, our president. We thank you for all of your efforts, and we look forward to 2016. And with that, I'm delighted to have our first guest on our 2016 show, Mr. Chris Beele from the Crisis Center. Chris, welcome to the show.
Well, hello, Maureen. Thank you for having me today, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. Hard to believe we're in 2016.
Incredible.
Well, we know you're no stranger to the show and to the Tinley Park Chamber. In fact, I was doing a little research, and the Crisis Center has been with the Chamber of Commerce for about 17 and a half years now.
Is that a fact?
So an 18-year anniversary coming up in the very near future. So we thank you for your dedication and relationship with us here at the Chamber. So tell us a little bit about the Crisis Center and give us, our viewers, some information for those of you that don't know about it.
The Crisis Center was founded in 1979 by Diane Masters and some women from the American Association of University Women, AAUW, the Orland and Palos chapter. And they did a study on the need for domestic violence and victims and providing emergency shelter for them in the area, and we've been in Tinley Park or the South Suburban area now for about 30 years.
Wow.
Or over 30 years now.
Wow.
So it's a community-based organization, and we depend on the kindness and generosity of members of the Chamber and throughout the community.
Right. And what about a little bit about your role with the organization?
Well, I've been with the Crisis Center for 4 years now. Next month will be my 4th year anniversary. It's a very rewarding job. I do the special events and fundraising, and I get to see how it affects our clients firsthand, the generosity from the people that I meet.
Oh, that's excellent. I'm sure very rewarding.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about, domestic violence and really information on how someone can find out more about it or be aware of it.
Sure. The shelter itself, we are an undisclosed location for the security and privacy of the clients that we serve. But the primary function of the Crisis Center is to provide emergency shelter to any individual that has been victimized by domestic violence, whether that be physical, mental, emotional, sexual, financial. There are so many different types of domestic violence. I think a lot of people sometimes get caught up with the violence aspect of it, and really it's more domestic abuse. We're there for anyone.
Wow, so someone in trouble, you handle all of those aspects. And
Absolutely.
you never think about some of those other facets that are violence or abuse, if you will.
Right. If I can go on, I actually brought a little cheat sheet because we have so many services out there. Other than just the shelter and the 24-hour shelter that we have, which is manned by volunteers and professionally trained staff, we also provide counseling services for any adult or children. 6 days a week we have counselors on hand, and they're able to come in and have counseling. And all the services, I have to add, are free to the victims of domestic violence. But we also have court and medical advocacy programs. We have staff in Markham and Bridgeview courthouses that can provide assistance in getting the victims through all the red tape. It can be a very intimidating, court can be very intimidating for a lot of people, but for restraining orders and all those sorts of paperwork and things like that to get through. So they're on hand to help. We have dating violence prevention and the Fresh Start program. We have speakers that will go to schools. A lot of people probably have seen our speakers attend assemblies and talk about the appropriate behavior for dating violence and preventing it, family case management, partner abuse prevention or intervention, community education, domestic violence training. We have twice a year. It's a 40-hour trained program. The community policing program, working with 11 area law enforcement police departments and getting them to be aware and how to recognize and help a possible victim of domestic violence in that situation. So there are so many services. And,
wow, and lots of
incredible.
Exactly, and more layers than one would know.
You wouldn't think about it that much, but yes, it is.
Especially with someone in need that couldn't even think about court services,
Right.
but to have those services available, that's just, it's
there.
just wonderful. Does the Crisis Center help anyone that's been victimized by domestic violence? Can it be anyone?
Absolutely,
Okay.
anyone, men, women, children, anyone is
Okay.
absolutely able to use our services.
Wow.
Yes.
That's fantastic, and it's, I know you had mentioned it's no charge to the victims that
Right.
do arrive on the doorstep there, and how does it operate, or is it funded?
You know, there are many ways of funding. We do receive state funding, although that is becoming a little bit more difficult, and a lot of nonprofits in general are being affected adversely, and we are blessed that we do have some community support. So while we're nervous about, and we haven't had to cut any services yet, but we're very aware of the situation downstate. But we also have our Neat Repeats resale shops in Orland Park and in Worth. They are a huge asset to the Crisis Center. Community support and community events. The special events that we have are important through sponsorships and attending. So we are blessed to be part of the community and within the community and throughout our history.
Right.
It really is.
Well, let's talk about how our viewers can help the Crisis Center and a little bit more about those events, if you could share with us.
Absolutely. We have 3 major events. The one that I really would like to talk about is coming up soon. It'll be here next month, February 20th. That's our Heart to Heart Gala. It's held at Silver Lake Country Club. It is presented by Exelon. We are blessed to have them as a major supporter. We have other sponsorships still available, and the tickets are available now. But everybody comes together, supporters, people throughout the community, business leaders, local politicians, and we just celebrate the success of the clients. And it's nice to have some clients there that will tell their story and how they have now become really active in the community themselves and move past living the life of, of personal danger and intimidation.
Sure.
But we have live entertainment, and so it is a fun event. Dancing, live and silent auctions, some of the auction items. We have exotic getaways to different islands, and it really is a fun. It has the feeling more of attending a wedding than a special event. We also have awards that are a big part of it too, and it's nice to recognize so many supporters through the awards that are given.
So that sounds like a phenomenal
fun.
event, and I'm sure the tickets sell out fast.
They do.
To find out more about the Crisis Center, you can reach the Tinley Chamber website by tinleychamber.org or dialing 708-532-5700. Chris, we have just only a minute left. If you would like to share a parting message to our viewers, please take this time to do so. You've been a delight to have on the show, and
thank you.
we wish the continued success with the Crisis Center.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. And if I could just say, please, if you need help yourself or know of anybody or you have a feeling that something just isn't right with a friend or something loved one, please call our 24-hour hotline, 708-429-SAFE, or the main line at 708-429-7255. Domestic violence does not know any social, economic, race, religion barriers. It can hit anyone. It is the most prevalent crime in America and the least reported, so it's out there, sadly. So
Okay.
we are there.
Share that phone number once more for our viewers, Chris.
Absolutely. It's 708-429-SAFE.
Okay. And you can find additional information through the tinleychamber.org. My next guest is Kelly Burke from Insurance Counts. Kelly, Happy New Year and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
I am doing well, thank you.
Good. I know this is a busy season for you. For our viewers, tell us a little bit about yourself and more so about Insurance Counts.
So I have been in the business for, I'm going on my 12th year now. I'm a broker, which means I represent multiple carriers. I have the option to search around for the best rate, for the best product, and with the best carrier.
Okay. And this time of year, January, is open enrollment. Can you share with our viewers a little bit about that, especially for those that are searching for insurance services at this time of year?
Yes. So the biggest thing during open enrollment, this is an opportunity for you to review other options, meaning look into other carriers, gives you an opportunity to make changes to your plan, and for those that didn't do anything outside of open enrollment, it gives you an opportunity to enroll in a plan. If you choose to do nothing during this time, whatever plan you're in, you will be stuck with or you'll stay with. And if you don't enroll in a plan, you will be locked out after on open enrollment, unless, of course, you qualify for a special election period.
Okay. And what's the time frame?
So it's November 1st, which we're already past now, and it ends January 31st.
So this is the month to make a decision if you're going to make a change.
Right.
And to do your research. Can you share with us what's new in 2016 with insurance?
Gosh, so the biggest thing right now is Blue Cross Blue Shield is really rocking the boat. They eliminated their largest network. So they had two PPO networks, their big PPO network and sort of a smaller PPO network. That large PPO network is totally gone. So it's kind of got people up in the air, working on decisions, trying to figure out other options. I'd say the name of the game this year is it's all about networks. You're going to have to look into other options with different carriers, but I'm finding now you have to go with the carrier that has the network that you need.
Okay. Wow. So they're actually eliminating one entire Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah,
and are they informing their existing
They did.
members?
So everyone got a letter saying your plan's being discontinued. So anyone who wants to change to a new plan has to do it by December 15th for it to take effect by January 1st.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a little bit of scuttlebutt about major increases coming. Can you verify that, or do you have any knowledge or insight to that?
So there are some increases. There's definitely, unfortunately, there's going to be every year until we figure out this Affordable Care Act. But the biggest thing is, with Blue Cross Blue Shield eliminating that large network, we're not seeing as big of an increase as they were probably originally anticipating. People are definitely seeing some of an increase. They've estimated a 30% increase. I'm not sure that everyone's seeing that, but those with grandfathered plans, so plans prior to 2010, are definitely getting hit with the largest increase.
Okay. And they ultimately have the ability to shop. So, I mean, what are you seeing with the other carriers?
So that's also interesting because a lot of the other carriers have gone to strictly HMO plans. So a lot of them aren't even offering a PPO network. What I found in this area particularly is Blue Cross Blue Shield, Land of Lincoln, and Coventry are offering PPO plans. Land of Lincoln is sort of a newer carrier. This is their 3rd year in existence, so a lot of people are a little nervous about making the change. However, a lot of doctors are suggesting to look into some of the new carriers.
So for our viewers, just a little decipher between HMO and PPO, especially if they're shopping for new coverage.
Right, so HMO, basically what it means is you have to get referrals. So how I describe it is if you want to go see a dermatologist, you have to go to your primary care physician first before you can go to the dermatologist. On a PPO plan, you can go to anyone.
Okay. Well, and that's good to know, especially when making choices. You know, how can you help, or how can, by spreading the word and educating the public on these choices?
Certainly, education is key. I think what people need to realize is agents or brokers, we also have the capability to work with the marketplace. So if someone does qualify for assistance, myself included, I can help you through that program, or through the process, I should say. Get yourself educated. So contact an agent and get the assistance you need. We are not paid. You don't owe us anything. We get paid by the carrier. The rates are the same if you work with an agent or if you go direct to the carrier.
Okay, okay. And I know when this first launched, there was a big bottleneck as far as getting onto the computer system and being able to enroll. Have things improved or changed?
Yes, it is so much better. I think this, for myself included, being my third year now, I've learned, I should say, ways to avoid having to call the marketplace. Their online system has gotten much easier to maneuver.
And how can can anyone get on the marketplace and get that information? Is it open to everyone?
Yes, anyone could go to the marketplace. I would advise that if you do not qualify for assistance, I would not go to the marketplace. If you don't qualify for assistance, contact an agent or go direct to the carrier.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about the qualifications, I guess, to qualify for the assistance, or if there's any changes to that, especially now in 2016.
Sure. So there are no changes to qualifying. Qualifying is based on the number of people in the household and your adjusted gross income. So it varies based on how many people, again, are in the household. And often I get the question about, well, I live with my mom and my dad. Well, if they're not on your taxes, they are not in your household.
Okay.
So basically it's on whoever you report on your taxes is your household.
Is considered. And are those numbers available for anyone to look that up as well, as far as the...
Yes, I believe you can get those numbers from the healthcare.gov website, which is
Okay.
the same place you can go to qualify for the assistance.
Okay. And what if someone decides to do nothing? They do not have coverage today. They haven't been able to find the right plan. What happens after January 31st?
So if they choose to do nothing, they'll be locked out, which means you cannot enroll in a plan unless you qualify for a special election period. Qualifications are based off of adding a dependent in your household, getting married, change in income, or a job, I should say, and a change of address.
Okay. And are there any penalties when they're filing taxes?
Yes, so that's a big deal for 2016. That has increased. So the penalty is 2.5% of your income, or $695, whichever is higher, and that's per person. Children are half of that.
Okay. So it sounds like it's very important to do your homework and research before making that decision. You know, how did you get involved, Kelly? I know that you're very, very passionate about this. You're no stranger to us at the Chamber of Commerce. You're going on your 6-year anniversary here with the Chamber, and you're very involved in the community. You know, what drives you to do this?
You know, for me, it's all about the education. I get very frustrated and disappointed that no one's perfect by any means, but to me, it's, again, the education. So I get very frustrated when you don't really know the plan. I know health insurance is so confusing. Medicare is so confusing. Nobody truly knows what their auto liability limits are. I mean, so again, it just goes back to the education. I just like to get out there and explain to people what it means, why you have it, and what you're doing with it.
And the reason for it. Well, that's great. Very good. Any plans for your business in 2016?
Oh my gosh, right now it's just to survive open enrollment.
And I know you're expanding a little bit, you had mentioned, and
Yes.
handling again because you've got that January time frame. So very good. Any promotions or anything, or any events, I should say, that you're going to be doing, as far as I know previously you had some business hours, extra hours that you were making yourself available to for this open enrollment?
Yeah, so this year I've done it a little bit differently. Basically, I've been doing everything by appointment. Yes, years past, I've sort of had open hours, open house, I would say, and let people kind of come and go as they please. This year I did it a little bit differently, so I just do everything like evenings, of course, 10 to 5, I'm there every day. Evenings I do by appointment, and then weekends I do by appointment as well. So at this point, I'm just trying to make myself as available as possible.
Wow. Well, that's great, and it sounds like you're certainly available. We only have about 30 seconds left. We thank you for being on the show. To find out more about Kelly Burke and Insurance Counts, you can visit the tinleychamber.org website or call the Chamber office at 708-532-5700. Kelly, do you have a parting word for our viewers?
It's all about the network this year. Don't be afraid to make a change.
Thank you for being on the show. Our next guest is Marlene Lees, who comes to us from Premier Jewelry and Designs. Marlene, welcome to the show.
And thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Got a big year ahead of us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and more so about Premier Jewelry and Designs.
I love Premier Jewelry. It is one of the most beautiful, simply chic lines I've ever seen. Everything is so versatile. It can be reversed, combined, long and short. We have a lot of inspirational pieces because it is a Christian-based company. It was started in 1985, and in fact, it's so versatile. Things come apart, and things can be worn separately or together. I love the line, and I understand that you have been at a Premier show. Can you tell me what your takeaway was?
I have. Well, first of all, I think the quality is just magnificent. And one of the things that I found was really unique is I couldn't believe on how versatile all of the pieces were and all of the different things that can be worn with them.
Exactly, Maureen. We have pieces that can be worn 22 ways. A single piece can be worn 22 ways, which I will give you an example of that. We have more pieces that are reversible. We have magnetic clasps. It's just stunning. The quality is everyday elegant. I can't say enough about it myself. I really enjoy it. Whenever an order comes in, I get all excited and I have to run to deliver if it has come to my home. And it's a lot of fun. And it's fun to see people in pieces that give them confidence. My feeling is that when you get up and you're going to be in an interview like you are, you don't think about anything negative because you know you've got that one piece on that is going to carry you through and give you the confidence that you need for the day. Whether you're a teacher standing in front of a class, a speaker in front of a crowd, or just need a lift that day. I have actually gone to work wearing a single bracelet that I knew was carrying me. I'd think about how pretty it was and how good it made me feel.
So confidence, oh my goodness.
Absolutely, and that feel-good feeling promotes health.
Yes. So what motivated you to get involved with Premier?
The fact that it was a Christian-based company, and the fact that it was run quite well, and the pieces themselves. Everyone that sees the pieces at a vendor fair I'm at, they will go, this is remarkable stuff. And when you go to a show, you can see all the different ways that it can be worn together. And so it's fun. And if you're into a particular color, if you like mostly silver and gray, you can make a purchase of one piece and then wear it in 15 to 22 different ways. Several of the pieces do that, and it's fun.
Wow. And the quality, can you tell us a little bit about some of the quality of the pieces?
The quality is outstanding and replaceable. Within the first 60 days, if anything goes wrong with a piece, it's replaced free. And after that, in their lifetime, it's replaced for $5 plus shipping.
So, and a phenomenal warranty.
They do stand behind it, right? And if it's a discontinued piece, they'll give it credit toward a new piece.
And how do you market yourself? Is it, you had mentioned craft shows or vendor fairs? Or?
Exactly. In addition to that, if someone wants a stylist to come into the home and, you know, display what looks good with certain different necklines, pull out a couple of pieces that they have in their own closet that they're kind of questioning what would look the best with this particular shirt or this dress, we can do that for you. And it's fun. It's fun. It's unusual. People love seeing the combinations and shopping in the relaxed atmosphere of being among friends. I've done shows where everybody compliments everybody else as they've heard so much about each other and they've never met each other. And so it's kind of a fun evening or afternoon to get people together for the added attraction of putting style into your life and finding that piece of jewelry that's you're going to take away and it'll give you that confidence that you're looking for.
Wow, that's excellent. And as far as you probably do some private parties or even bridal
Exactly.
shows and things like that.
Exactly. And, you know, the hostess always gets some free stuff, you know, so that's really an incentive. So what I also like is to follow those promotions that the company offers, whether it's spend $75 and get one for 10, or possibly buy 3, get 1 free. I have my own special promotions that I put on the Chamber website, so I encourage everybody to watch.
I noticed that as well. And to find out additional information, you can visit our Chamber website at tinleychamber.org or call the Chamber office at 708-532-5700. So Marlene, tell me, how often does the styles or the merchandise change?
Every year. We have a new catalog out now for Christmas, and this will be a transition to the next June, July new line. Some of the pieces will be retained into the following year, and a lot of them will drop off at the end of, by the end of the year, which is May. So you need to shop now for your favorite pieces and make sure that, you know, they're on board with you for your own keepsakes.
Very good. And would you say, who are your ideal customers or clients?
My ideal customers are the people who want to put style in their life and would like to do that in the comfort of their own home with friends and family members, so that they can view all the possibilities of the various pieces that we have. We have better than 500 pieces in our line.
Wow, that's a huge line. So I'm sure you have a catalog associated with your
online catalog
as well. And what would be, for instance, I know you're booking private parties and things like that. Typically, how long does your show last when you're doing a private in-home?
We can do a private in-home party, and I can be quite versatile. We usually get people involved and make it fun. There's a lot of laughter. Or it can be done at a restaurant a little more simply. It depends on what your comfort level is, and you know, you can always find me at a vendor fair.
Okay. Wow. And how about promotions? I know we touched a little bit about it, but I know being in January now, we've got a new year, new things coming out.
I always have an ongoing promotion for the men. I give 10% to every gentleman customer as a gift certificate that he can designate a favorite shopper, and he can actually indicate an amount to be spent ongoing. So with his name, then he, you know, the shopper comes in and tells me who has given him the gift certificate, and we kind of work from there.
Okay. Well, that's jewelry is a girl's best friend, so there's not a better way than to get there through.
And for anyone who's seeing this video, I have a special promo of 10% off if you use the promo code Simply Chic. Okay.
So that's terrific. So business plans for the future, can you tell us a little bit about what you have in store for this year?
I'm excited, and you know, once again, I do have diamond dates on my calendar if anybody's interested in being scheduled. I always offer a special gift, you know, to someone who will take one of my diamond dates that I'm looking to fill up first. And just to let you know that January is a really popular month for getting a stylist into your home and displaying all of this beautiful jewelry.
Okay. And what would you say to our viewers as far as finding out more? We know we can visit the Tinley Chamber website.
Exactly.
Catalogs will be changing, like you said, in May. How far in advance should someone put a show on the calendar? How far?
Whatever their comfort level is. I'm very comfortable working 6 months out, and 2 weeks out if I have a date open or a cancellation. You know, so I really wouldn't encourage anything unless it was at least 2 weeks out, but call me to schedule.
Okay.
Thank you.
And do you have any territory too? I was going to ask that, you know, that you work within. I know you've been close to us here at the Chamber.
I am very versatile as far as my travel zones. I've gone to Indiana. I've been out in Palatine and Elk Grove Village. You know, I'm very comfortable with Bolingbrook and Plainfield. Actually, I've been out to Morris.
Okay.
So I'm very versatile and willing to travel to bring this beautiful line to you.
Okay, well, thank you. I'd like to thank all of our guests for a great show this evening, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you, and good night.